Hi everybody, Catherine with Kickin the Coronavirus again here from LCCC. Today we're going to do a chair yoga class. So it's more of a beginner's class and we're going to go through some warm up and then some poses using a chair. Now the chair I have is just my kitchen chair and you want to make sure that it's sturdy enough and it's not going to tip over on you. And before we get started on the poses, just a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Your feet should be able to be flat on the floor, and you can wear shoes. You can be in your bare feet, whatever you're more comfortable with. I know some people are more comfortable with shoes on, and some people need to wear their shoes when they're doing any type of exercise. So whichever you choose is fine. I do have mine on today. And the other thing is you want to be able to, when you're in the poses, make sure that those feet are flat on the floor. So my kitchen chair is a little high. I'm really short. So I'm going to kind of show you some positioning that you're going to need to get into eventually when we do this exercise program. And you can double check this, put me on pause, double check, make sure that you have your setup correct for yourself. Okay, so we're going to be using the chair as like straddling, and to make sure that I can line my legs up properly, I have a book down here. You could use a yoga block if you have one, but not necessary. So I have a book here that my front leg is going to go on. And my front leg, my thigh is just the inside part of my thigh is kind of even with the outside edge of the chair here. And then my knee is going straight in the other direction. So you don't want your knee to track in towards the inside of your body or track outside. You want your knee to be right in line over top of that ankle when you're doing these types of poses. And then your back leg is going to straighten out if you can. If your positioning is more here, that's okay. You're still going to get some benefits from the poses, but ideally what to work for is to have a straight leg back there, and the heel of your front foot is going to line up with about the arch of your back foot. And the outside edge of that back foot should be on the floor. Again, if you can't get there, that's okay. Go ahead and come up on your toe and bring your knee facing down towards the floor. Okay? Otherwise, this knee ends up being facing out the same way that your face is at this point. All right? So both sides, check that and make sure that that works for you. And then, press pause, check it, and then press play. Okay? So we're going to get started here with just some warm-up exercises. So first thing is just some hands flat on your thighs and your tush about the middle of the chair. You don't want to be sitting all the way back in your chairs, just on the outside edge. And take a nice deep breath in. Let that belly expand. Exhale. Contract the stomach and help push that air out. Inhale and exhale. Let the shoulders stay away from the ears. Inhale. So don't crunch all the way up like this. Keep the shoulders down. Fill the belly and exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Let the worries of the day go out with those exhales. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do a seated cat stretch. So you're just going to round your back out and kind of push your lower back out behind you. And then you're going to come up to a upright position, maybe arching that lower back just a tad. You don't have to do it a lot. And then round it out. Inhale back to upright. So you're letting that pelvis tilt one way or the other, one way in both directions, forward and backward, anterior and posteriorly. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we're going to do some hip openers. We're going to kind of get those hips warmed up. And that's the purpose of this warm up, is to get the oxygen and blood flowing in. So I'm gonna move this book out of the way for a second, and we're gonna do right and left. So we take the hip out to the side, and then we bring it back to the front and out to the side. And if you notice, I'm keeping my torso facing forward, and my hips, my pelvic bones right here in the front are staying forward, okay? So inhale it out, exhale it back. Inhale and exhale. We're gonna do 2 more on each side. Inhale and exhale. And go ahead and let that knee come up as far as you can get it, really letting that thigh bone or your femur rotate in that hip. Other side, and good. So we're going to do a gentle spinal twist to the right and to the left. So you may be able to come all the way back here to grab the back of your chair, but not necessary if you can't reach to there. You can just come to the side, opposite hand. So my left arm is coming over here on top of my, on the side of my right knee. I want to keep my knees in line with my hips, my knees over my ankles, and I'm just going to do a gentle twist. Inhaling and exhaling. And if you want to go a little bit extra, you can look out over your shoulder. Good. And other side. This is not a deep stretch right now, okay? We're just kind of warming up that spine. We're going to do this a couple of times each way. Again, make sure that those hips are forward. Knees are in line with the hips. Knees over the ankles. Again, to the other side. Do an inhale and an exhale. And then the other side again with an inhale and an exhale. Very good. All right, we're going to do some neck rolls to the right and left. So come over to the right, roll that chin down to the chest, and take it to the left. And then the other direction, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhale. And we're just going to do a gentle look up. We're not going to let that neck hyperextend too much. There we go. And now we're going to do some wrist rolls in and out. So you go one direction, rolling those wrists, and then the other direction. Get those wrists nice and warmed up. And now we're going to do our ankles. So the right side. Actually, I guess we could do both of them at the same time, huh? Work on our coordination as well. Get those ankles nice and warmed up, and then go the other direction. So you're actually up on your toes here. Heels are lifted. And one more warm-up exercise. We're going to roll those shoulders back. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 5 in each direction. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now forward. This one always feels a little bit awkward because we're not used to rolling our shoulders this way. And 2 more. And last one. All right, so we're going to start with our poses. First one, not really a yoga pose, but it's a stretch. But we're going to warm up that neck a little bit more. All right, so I want you to take your ear to your shoulder. So your right ear to your right shoulder, and again, don't bring your shoulder up to your ear. Let that shoulder stay relaxed. Inhaling and exhaling in each pose. Hold for about 10 to 15 seconds. And you can make them big breaths. And come back up to center and over to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good, and back up to center. Okay, the next one, we're gonna warm up those hips and that torso a little bit more. We're gonna go into that original pose that I was showing you. And do the right side first. So get your book or your yoga block that you've decided to use. And my foot is gonna go on top of my book. And again, the inside edge of my leg and thigh is lined up right with the edge of the chair. My front heel is in line with the arch of my foot. And this is a side angle pose. So once you get here, and again, you can modify it like we showed at the beginning, you're just gonna come over here to the side and you're gonna let your forearm come down to right up above your knee. And from here, this is where we wanna make our adjustments. So make sure the outside edge of your foot is on the floor. And then you're gonna roll your upper body. So your bottom rib cage is gonna come towards me. All right, and then your top shoulder is going to roll backwards. You're going to raise your arm up if you can. If you want to keep it here on your hip, that's fine. Raise it up, and then you can even take it over. Keep a straight arm, and then look up at the inside crook of your elbow. Inhale and exhale, continuing to roll that rib cage towards the video, that bottom rib cage. And release, come out. Good. Now we'll do the other side. Switch your equipment. Inside edge of the leg is lined up with the edge of the chair. The back of the foot is on the ground, the outside edge. Twist your torso towards the video. Drop your forearm. Bring it up. Over with the straight arm, and look up at the inside crook of your elbow. Bottom rib cage rolls towards me. Shoulders stay out of the ears. Leg stays straight if you can on the back leg. And your front knee should be lined up right over your ankle. Don't let it track in towards the video. Good. And come back out. Very good. Shake that out a little bit. And now we're going to go to a warrior two pose. The chair pose is a great way to incorporate yoga into your life when being on your feet doing the exercises is difficult. And even if you just, I'm going to show you on this one, but you can ramp this up a little bit if you want, if you feel like you're able to make it a little bit more difficult. And you can do this on all the pose that I just did too, the side angle pose. So we're back to here again, all right? So if this feels like, not a whole lot of work, you can come up, lift yourself up off the chair a little bit, and then you're gonna feel your legs working a little bit more. But if you need to be down on the chair, that's fine. Hips rotated towards me, arms straight out at shoulder height, and look out over that front arm. But keep your torso rotated towards me. Shoulders towards me, hips towards me, front knee over the ankle. Don't hold your breath. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. And relax. And we'll do that on the other side. So line yourself up again. Inside edge of your thigh, the edge of the chair. Hips towards me, shoulders towards me, arms at shoulder height. Look out over that. If you can lift yourself up off the chair a little bit, wonderful. If not, that's okay. Shoulders towards me, and relax. Good. Next, I think we're going to do an upper body one. We're going to switch to a chest shoulder opener. And I have a scarf here. I forgot to mention at the beginning. It'll be on the sheet when you click on the workout in the printed version in the Word document. I'm going to switch my chair. You do not have to, but I want you guys to be able to see this from behind. So I'm sorry that I'm turning my back to you, but necessary for the exercise demonstration. So one arm's going to go up. You're going to have your scarf. You could use a belt. You could use a yoga strap. You could use a beach towel. So one arm's going to be up. here holding the scarf and the other one's down here. Now you're gonna walk your hand up your scarf and down your scarf to where it's at a comfortable point for you. Now I'm going to turn back around. And so from here, you're going to want to try to line the upper arm, the back of your upper arm, up with your ear. And then you can even pull on the scarf or whatever it is that you're using. And you can try to inch your way back those fingers closer and closer and closer together. And if you can grab without the scarf, that's fantastic. You can grab your fingers and hold it like that. This is called the aptly stretch test. This is actually a test that we do to measure people's flexibility. And release. And now we'll do the other side. And I'll demonstrate this one from the front. So here and here. And you'll probably notice on almost all of these exercises that we do left and right, that you have one side that's a little bit better than the other, or a lot of bit better. For me, this arm that's down below, a little bit of a shoulder impingement problem. So it's much harder for me to internally rotate like we are in this position on that bottom arm. On this one, I can feel it more. And inhale and exhale. Try not to arch that lower back too much. And one more inhale and exhale. Good. All right, I'm going to change the chair back to the way it was. And we're going to do another pose with the legs. I'm start on this right side. Okay. And this is Warrior One. I find Warrior One a little bit more difficult than Warrior Two, just because of the turning of the body. So feet are in the same position as Warrior Two to start with. The difference here is instead of having your torso towards me, you're going to turn your torso to where you are perpendicular to your leg. So now your shoulders and hips should be facing a wall or a couch or whatever the opposite direction is for you. You can keep it right here. Outside edge of that back foot should be on the floor. Front knee should be right over the ankle. If you want to bring your arms up, you can bring your arms up. Couple inhales and exhales. Again, don't let those shoulders come way up here like this. Keep them down away. I'll switch sides. We're almost done. Just a few more poses to do. Finish up with Warrior One on this side. So again, the leg positioning starts the same as Warrior Two. But now we're going to turn that torso. My knee is lying over my hip, is in line with my hip, over my ankle. Back leg outside edge is on the floor. If you want, you can raise those arms up. You want to try to get them as straight. If raising them to here is where you can get to, that's wonderful. If you can lift yourself up off the chair a little bit, that's wonderful as well. And release. You'll want to make sure that you're not on a slippery surface. I have to be careful that my book doesn't slip underneath me. So you might want to be doing this on a rug or something like that. All right. Next one that we have is a tree pose. I'm going to use the chair for balance. So I'm going to stand up and come back here. And I'm going to do it to the side of it. You can certainly do it from behind where you're facing the chair and can hold it with both sides. But we're going to start by bringing the leg up. And you can find the comfortable spot for you for the foot placement. So it can be down here by the ankle. You can even have a kickstand up to where you're still on the ground and your toes on the ground, but most of your weight is shifted to the support leg. You can bring it right below the knee. You can bring it above the knee, whatever works for you. Just don't be on the knee, all right? This knee should be out at about 45 degrees. So your right knee out at about 45 degree angles. And here's where a lot of times we go wrong, is we shift, I'm exaggerating here, but we shift our weight into that support leg, okay? And or we try to open up this hip too much and we end up rotating our torso. So hip bones should be facing me, knee at 45 degrees, firm up this support leg so it's not all that weight shifted into it, all right? And you can hold onto your chair for support. If you feel like you can let go, you can come into thumbs to heart. You can always hold back on if you need to. If you feel like you can go even further, you can take the arms up overhead. And my hands are together. I know you can't see that, but my hands are together at the top of this pose. And don't let that hip shift. Keep it nice and firm and relax. And then we'll do the other side. I'll try to scooch back a little bit further this time. Maybe you'll see my hands. So, left leg up. Find your position where you want it, what's comfortable for you. Firm up that support leg. Knee at 45 degrees. Shoulders out of the ears. You can let go if you want. Thumbs to heart. Or overhead. And you still can't see my hands. Sorry. Keep that support leg firm. And relax. Good. So again, you can do all of those just standing right behind the chair and holding on to it here and not letting go at all, if that makes you feel more comfortable. The next one that we're going to do is a wrist stretch and a lot of us deal with arthritis or carpal tunnel in our wrists. And if this hurts too much, obviously decrease the range of motion that you do with it, or just cut it out altogether if it's too painful. But we come into thumbs to heart or fingers pointing up, and keeping the elbows where they are, press the heel of your palm down towards the floor. You should feel an increase of a stretch there. And then the other way, put the backs of the hands together. So it's like an upside down prayer. And then tilt it, invert it, and then take that down. That one you'll probably feel a little bit more, at least I do. Good. Release that. 2 more to do. These are for our ankles. I'm just scooching my chair back so you can see me. First one, legs go out, and you're going to push your toes down towards the floor. Scooch back a little bit more. Sorry about that. So legs are straight, and then point your toes down towards the floor. So we're trying to get the bottom of our foot, or the ball of our foot, to touch the floor. And hopefully your feet don't cramp up when they do that. And then the next one is you're just going to pull those toes up towards your chest as much as you possibly can. And that's all I have for you today. That's your chair yoga for today. Remember to eat healthy and stay safe and be kind to one another. Have a great day, everybody. See you the next time.